Shalom, call all Yahweh Shem Yahushai by Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that taught us this truth, the 100% truth. To the Akims on the four corners teaching this truth, risking their lives each and every week on the highways and the byways. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification, coming with another lesson. And this lesson is entitled, "For we can't do nothing for the truth, but for the truth." So we already know real recognize real in this truth, And when I say real recognize real, I'm speaking about the hopefully elect and the 1/3 that the Yahweh Shem Yahushai has put the spirit on them to receive this truth. And that's starting from, the head apostles, at Great Millstone. Going all the way back to Abba Bivens, you know what I'm saying? High Priest Abba Bivens, Slakia, and to the apostles now. So, and when you look at it, most of these camps, they're not pushing 100% truth. Received 100% truth from the apostles, you know what I'm saying? They're not, they have a little truth, but not the whole 100% truth, So let me go to 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8. "For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth." Yeah, because if you look at it, when you look at, right now, with all these religions and everything that Esau has came up with to basically, to hide their identity, And now when they go up to these camps and everything, asking questions, they're trying to be like they don't know what's going on, And Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, has pushed this narrative, this religion, doctrine out throughout the four corners of the earth. And it's been nothing but lies, told to our people. And now our people has believed the lie, But now the brothers, the Akims, are on the four corners of the earth teaching this truth, tearing down a stronghold that Esau has pushed out there, And there's one thing that we cannot do, that Esau cannot do. These other nations and even our people, the 2/3 coming up to these camps, The truth is the truth. You can't debate the truth, The truth trumps everything, And that's why y'all coming up getting emotional, over the truth, But you want somebody to believe what you say, but you don't come with no Bible verses, And the main thing, what they do is they're trying to, say, well, you guys are preaching a false doctrine that doesn't line up with the Bible. You're taking it out of context, But when you talk to an anti-Christian, they don't come with no scriptures, man. They just come out their own vain opinion, And what the scriptures say, lean not on your own understanding. And that's what, these people do, Because you can't lean on your own understanding, When what you say, you have to prove, and you have to back that up. And let me go there first, Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21. And what does it say? It says, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 21, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. You know what I'm saying? So, when these people come up, they scoffing, you know what I'm saying, about the truth, all you doing is, just helping the truth get further, push more, you know what I'm saying? And because more and more of our people waking up to this truth, you know what I'm saying? So it's not doing anything. All it's doing is helping things. But when you say something, you have to prove it, You can't just be like, well, this is what the Bible's saying, but you don't go and precept, and you don't do precept upon precept, you know what I'm saying? Line upon line, here, there, a little there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's Isaiah 28, verse 9 or 10, starting that. Yeah, so you have to be able to prove what you're speaking. And most of the time when you're talking to any of these pastors, these Christians and everything, they get emotional. They get in their feelings. They don't prove nothing. When you say what book, chapter, and verse, they change the subject, or they make it out of a argument or something, saying that I'm not trying to argue with you. I don't want to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? But the Bible do say debate your cause. It does say that. But with the truth, you can't overthrow, because the truth is truth. You know what I'm saying? You can't justify that. You can't get around that. You know what I'm saying? This whole entire book is our heritage. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? This is our book. This is don't have anything to do with the other nations being saved. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and 8, for we can do nothing against the truth before the truth. So you could try to do, you know what I'm saying? You can do all you want. You can scoff and everything, but that's not going to do anything. And the Lord is going to sift out who is his true elect. You know what I'm saying? That's pushing his truth. And that's all through the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. He's going to sift out. You know what I'm saying? And it's a beautiful thing that Yahweh Bashim Yahshai woke us up to this truth. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful times now. You know what I'm saying? That this word is being spread, through the World Wide Web. You know what I'm saying? But Esau now is scared. He's trying to stop this, but you can't. He's trying to ignore this, but you can't. And even when they come up to these different camps and everything, soon you tell them who they are, then they get to running. They run. You know what I'm saying? Well, I gotta go. But Esau, you can keep on doing all that running you want, but you ain't gonna be able to run too much longer. Plus, it's a good thing that we need to stay focused. You know what I'm saying? Pushing this truth. Pushing this truth on the highways and the byways. You know what I'm saying? Now we supposed to give all praises. You know what I'm saying, to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Because we have to go to Yahweh Shai. He's our mediator. You know what I'm saying? We just can't go jump to Yahweh. We have to go to Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? And this place, is just messed up, man. And it messed our people up, you know what I'm saying? Because our people don't know the truth, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to go up against the truth, and they don't realize that, hey, you just waking up more and more people, you know what I'm saying? You're just waking up more and more people. And what the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying? It says the truth is going to, when the truth is, preached throughout the four corners of the earth, then the end should come. Yeah, let me get that. Because, that's the main thing, Esau want to do. He wants to keep things confused, you know what I'm saying? And the Most High is not the author of confusion. And that's why he came out with all these religions, to keep his identity hidden. And that's what, when you tell, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth about these scriptures, which is, this is our history book, you know, from every captivity that we've been in, you know what I'm saying? It's not talking about Esau. There was no pale-skinned so-called white man in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? How can he hide, you know, when he went, you know, hide with Pharaoh when the Egyptians was dark-skinned? That doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? You know, it doesn't make sense. But now you fast forward 2,000 years ago. Now the people of the Bible is so-called white people. Man, get the heck out of here. You know what I'm saying? And when you do, you know, tell our people that we the people of the Bible, they don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? You know, Matthew chapter 24, verse 14, and this gospel of the kingdom should be preached. Yeah, and that gospel means good news. You know what I'm saying? Preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then should the end come. Yeah, you know. So you see, all nations gonna be preached. You know what I'm saying? Preach this word, and that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? The Akim doing on the four corners, preaching this truth, and then the end should come. So it don't matter, you know, if these other nations and the 2/3 of our people hearken to this truth. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The prophecies, you know, they're not going to affect these prophecies. You know what I'm saying? That's going out, and you see it right now all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is not a man that can't lie. You know what I'm saying? And things about to get turned up. You know what I'm saying? Things about to get crazy out here. You know, the Akim is going to deal with a lot of persecution and suffering, but you know what I'm saying? Big brother Yahushua went through it for us. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that's why the Romans killed them. Even our people was in on it too, but not all of our people. But they have to realize that, you know what I'm saying, you can't do nothing about this truth. You can try to distract, you know, people, you know, in all avenues, you know, with your sports, with your pagan holidays, you know, that's coming up, with your media, your social media, you know, the list goes on. You can try to do all that, Esau, but it's not gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that world is Okimini. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's because it's speaking about, you know, Esau. You know, time is up. You know what I'm saying? His age is up. You know what I'm saying? 2 Ezra 6 and 9. But Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the follow. You know what I'm saying? So Esau, you done, man. So it's the elites can do, you know what I'm saying? You know, they can't do nothing, you know, because it's too late, you know. The word has been pushed out here through the mainstream, you know what I'm saying, outlets. And one of the biggest ones is YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And now it's getting through the word of mouth, you know what I'm saying? People speaking about it. But you know how it goes. You know, they're gonna keep on trying to, you know, overshadow this truth, but they can't. Let's read that back again. Matthew chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom should be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then should the end come. Yeah. So with you wacky-tacky Christians, you know what I'm saying, and these people that, you know, just regular people that believe in the Bible, you know, you don't care, you know what I'm saying, if you believe in this truth or not, you know what I'm saying. The word is that this is the truth, and there's nothing you can do. You can't change nothing, you know what I'm saying. This place is done, you know what I'm saying. You know, because now, you know, now people is realizing who the devil is, you know what I'm saying. They know, you know, the self-proclaimed so-called white man, you know what I'm saying. Esau, Edom, you know, man, woman, and child. And of course, these other nations gonna get it too, you know. Because a lot of people is not dealing with their sneaky tactics anymore. They have caught on, you know what I'm saying? Because they know what they're trying to establish. They're trying to establish this new world order, you know. Also martial law, And then they're trying to come with this, Revelations 13 and 16, the sea hip, So people know what you're trying to implement, They know what you're trying to do, And like I said again, you have a lot of people, they're trying to ignore it. They're trying to ignore what's going on, but they can't, The truth has changed this whole situation that's going on. And that's why you see things are crumbling in Babylon the Great, aka America. It's crumbling, And it's bringing his kingdom down, Yeah. Yeah, because we see that vision, We see that vision for a point of time. Yeah, let me get that Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for a point in time. Yeah. The vision is speaking about these prophecies, Yeah. And a point in time is speaking about Esau being brought down. Like I say again, 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. And you see a lot of prophecies is unfolding, Because now they really pushing the sea hill, They just pushing that right on out there, And also the NWO, people know as well that this is also trying to be established, With that digital ID, and then from there, they're gonna try to implement that sea hill, and they're gonna. Let me take that back. Try. They are gonna do it, But that's when the Most High see that Esau trying to fill his belly, they're gonna come in like a storm, like with the sword, Yahweh Shai and Michael the archangels and the angels, And this is being pushed by the elites, the top banking families, that's running this wicked kingdom, So nothing, so nothing, it's nothing, that these people don't know what's going on. And now, like in Matthew 24 and 7, if you don't know the time and stuff, what's going on, because it's earthquakes, pestilence, famine in diverse places, if you don't know what's going on, then, hey, you blinded, And things is not going to get better, Things are not, Things is not going to get better. And you also see, right now too, the uproar on these people, And you can see that on a daily basis, how these people drive to work, man. All these killings, throughout the world, That's the Most High putting the spirit on people to put people to death, That death angel, So, hey, this place is done. Let's go. But at the end, it should speak, yeah. And that's speaking about, speaking about the spiritual ears, and not lie, yeah, because, like I say again, the Lord is a man that can't lie, though it tarry, because these prophecies at one time was not moving, they were stagnant, but now these prophecies is popping off the page, and that's the, starting with the head apostles, that the elders, the head apostles, at One West, that we learn this truth, the whole 100% truth, Hebrews 10 and 7, the volume of the book, Wait for it, That is what we're doing right now, hastening in the day, patiently waiting, sighing and crying for all abominations of Babylon the Great, aka America. And that's right. We're going to go through some suffering, a lot of suffering, a lot of, pain and anguish, because we have to go through that straight gate, Jacob's trouble, and that's all right, It's good to go through a little adversity, you know what I'm saying? You know? Because, like I said, because it surely come and it will not tarry, yeah. It will not tarry anymore, yeah, because the Most High is speeding up the time, you know what I'm saying? You know? That's what he's doing, the Most High is speeding up the time. So, if you look at it, man, at the end of the day, hey, you can't do nothing, you know, like it said, for we can't do nothing for the truth, but can't do nothing for the truth, but for the truth. You know what I'm saying? So this place is done, man. So y'all can, especially these people, our people, you know, 2/3 of our people, y'all can pretend that y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all can try to ignore what's going on, the prophecies. But now y'all starting to see that you getting things taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? And the same for you. Whatever elites you trying to do, it's over, man. Like I said again, it's over. Babylon is through. You stick the fork in the side of it. Babylon is done. And we hasten in the day for this place to go down. You know what I'm saying? Ba-ba, ba-ba. You know? And I ain't going to say after that what that means. But that's who we heading to. We heading for this place to be brought down. For all the wickedness. And it's still going on to this day. So I hope that was edifying. This is Brother Dawada. Come with another lessons. I want to give all praises. Call all y'all by Shem Shai, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles at Great Millstone that rule and teach well. Salutations to the Akim on the four corners of this earth, teaching his truth, wishing their lives each and every week on the highways and the byways. And to the brothers and sisters tuning in for edification. Shalom.